Hello? Hello? Yes, yes. Hello? Hello, honey bear. Hello, honey bear. Hi, hi. Can you hear me okay? Okay, great, great, great. Good, good, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to wait for more people join on. Thank you, honey bear. Thank you. So good. Thank you. I always have to check with my new equipment I'm getting. Um, Thank you. We're going to start this intuitive gallery again. So we'll let a little bit more people get on because it'll help me not being. I don't need to repeat everything. So we're asking that those who are going to come on. We've got some old guests like Honey Bear. We've got some people who've been with me before, and so they kind of know how this is going to go. Um, and if they have a question, they'll chime in. But some of the new ones probably need to get a show at it, you know. But we'll mix the old and the new. Uh, hello, hello, Alexa. Hello, Brandy. You've entered it into an intuitive gallery. And so, if you have a question, you pose it to me. If it's a spiritual question, I have extensive knowledge. It could be, we kind of open up the door. I like questions. A lot of times you know things. You don't really realize you know them until someone asks you a question and then you know it. So, I'm asking that everyone continue to book on, continue to book on. Continue to book on. Good evening and blessings to you. Hi, I am who I am. Good evening and good evening. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to wait some more people come on. I'm going to wait for some more people to come on and help out. Yes. Yes. Blessings to you as well. Yes. I'm going to wait for some more people. But if you'd have a question that you'd. Hello, Annie Coleman. Yes. Here we are. We're getting more people. Thank you, Honey Bear, for all the likes. Thank you for all the likes in the future that you'll give me as well, and the likes in the past. It helps a lot for me to get this word out, to get these messages out to so many people. Yes, yes. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. So, hello, hello, hello. Well, let me tell you. Okay, so this format is interesting for me. I'm still trying to get a hold of it, but so let me tell you how we make. I'm going to do this while I guess it's something that's to occur while people start to book onto this live. So let me tell you. Let me teach. Maybe this is the part where I start teaching. Okay. Um, right now on the planet, um, so much going on. So much inward and outward at the same time going on. So much. There are chosen ones. I need to teach a couple of classes here. But I kind of speed through them. So let me tap on a couple of things. There are chosen ones who become light workers, but not all chosen ones are light workers. I'm a light worker and a chosen one, and I think that light workers are in the basic sense of it is people who have committed their lives for working to the goodness and the love of humanity through light, however that shows up. So it's not a religion, it's not a race, it's not a belief system, it's just pure from the heart. It's heart centered. Yes. Or earth angels. Yes. 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 So when you have like light workers or earth angels or most people, yeah, that's the function of them. But light workers is the profession. There are very few of us who know what a light worker is. Where I come from, there's a lot of us here, but very few people especially on the East Coast, know exactly, have actually been around light workers, not just someone saying they're light working. Light workers are the first line of ascension people, professionals. Our DNAs match, so we will be doing things that have never been done before. And I am doing it, and others are doing it. You guys just don't know of us. That's why we're here, because you don't know we exist. You see us, but we're more than what you see. So I always tell people, look on my link tree. Go and look and see what the work I've done, because a lot of us have had our heads down and we've been doing the work. And so social media is kind of new. We're stepping out. We got our grounding and our footing before social media was even a thing. And so, like, the way I used to light work was on Facebook, and I used to have a BlackBerry, and I used to have to text all the channelings in. It wasn't smart yet, and so we've been kind of doing this the old school way, which was I need to teach a lot of people how to make this into a profession. I find a lot of people who yes, so yeah, I ran into lots of library. Yes, yes, we all came on roughly at the same time within a year to teach and to clean and to clean and to align, and we are power generators. So we're going to move something. Like if you hang with me here on TikTok, I'm going to move something for you. We're going to move it together, but you're going to move because I'm water. I'm a rushing river. My last name is Jordan. It's not a stage name. Everything adds up to water for me. So I've been doing this for 15 years, so hold on, because if you hang with me, you're going to get a rush of water, and which is mean a rush of clarity. So let me give you a little bit background. Also, light working for me fit, and I have different degrees and different belief systems, shall we say. And a lot of light workers come already degreed and initiated. So this is really not about, this is an evolution. Light workers are, we are a generation of evolution. That's what we are. Yes. And we are a generation of evolution. That means that we have skills that are going to move you forward. So I train my students. You can always tell one of my students because we I'm a firm believer in professionalism. Like just for instance, and I'm going to say just for instance, my light workers who are tarot readers, tarot card readers, the people that I train will put them cards down and won't need them anymore. Evolution. Evolution. Because I work with the gift, your original gift. And so here, I'm on here all the time, and I might be teaching a class in tarot. It's basically, I'm going to call it an anti-tarot class, because a lot of my people here are unaware that they no longer need tarot. And they have and then they're unaware of how to make a living out of it. Why? Because for the last maybe 6 or maybe 10 years, shall we say, the metaphysical community removed a step for you. And so you don't know what others know. I didn't know it, and I was shown it, and I'm going to show it to you. But it takes courage, and it takes fortitude, and not in the sense of you have to learn to be in a room with other mediums. You see, a lot of melanated folks, shall we say, don't come from that. So they don't come from that. So they don't know how to make a living out of this. They don't know how to be authentic and make a living out of it. So they do things for money, and it corrupts their gift. So let me tell you, and I'm going to teach a class on this, but I have to get a lot of you in it. I have to get a lot of you to come on, because I it's such good information. I want to make sure everybody's in alignment so they can start working the next day. The next day they can start working. Yes, yes. There are people who don't read tarot. They have an original gift. And a lot of people on here who I've never read tarot. I don't read tarot. My gift didn't need. I don't have. I the only tools I need are nature. I mean, I need water. But I've worked in some of the largest psychic and metaphysical fairs in the country. And I've had to compete in a room with 50 or 60 of the top psychics in the country and possibly, I mean, the world. We kind of know each other. Now, how I competed was I kept it all natural because you have maybe 500 people in the room, 500 people coming through the door for like 5 or 6 hours. A lot of us melanated people have no idea what I'm talking about. They have no idea that there has already been set up a business venue for you to get clients without doing all this extra stuff. Because with our profession, the best way to do that is face to face. Face to face. A lot of you young readers who are moving into this profession, who have a gift and want to use this is a means to helping people, but also exchange for your energy and your time because you learn. The more you read people, the more you learn about it. The more you read people, the more you learn about it. So you want to be in diverse places. You do not want to be reading the same type of people. I've run into so many tarot readers, and I'm like, you look like you've been eating off the same damn meat for a whole damn year. And I have to tell them, no, you have to go. You have to be in front of different people. And I've noticed a lot of love tarot readers who do just love tarot reading. And I said, well, that's just a slither of what you can do with your sessions. Don't let your clients dictate your offering. Don't let your clients dictate your offering. Don't let your clients dictate your offering. Because if your clients dictate your offering, then you'll never be exposed to different parts of your gift. You have to be able to, that's what I mean, that you have to believe in. And so I teach a class on believing the gift. I may do this for a Zoom, maybe this Saturday. So I may create a Zoom class so that you can come to it. And it'll be affordable. It'll be affordable because I really need to get everyone on a... It's like a whole different world that you are missing. And I know you're missing because I see a lot of the tarot readers here, and you're just missing. And if I give you the way to do it, it might help you a lot. It might increase your business, but I have to test your gift because sometimes people are readers or seers, and they want to do it professionally. They want to help people, and even if they have their own religion, it could be any religion that you want to see from, because all type of people come to the door. But you have to also understand how to protect your energy. I mean, you're flying, when you go out there, you're flying, ain't nobody holding your hand anymore out there because most of these fairs are run on 15-minute sessions. See, I sharpen my, a school. Yes, I might need a school because I sharpen my empaths. My mediums, we don't play. 15-minute clock. I give you 15 minutes, I sit in 5 people. And I mean 5 different people. You need to read people at 15 minutes. You need to get the points out. This is people are laying on it like a gift, like you shouldn't be talented at it. Like people going to pay you money and have you ramble on because you can't find a connective thing. Your system's not quick enough to find a connective thing. And it's not that you can't do it. It's just no one pushed you to do it. No one pushed you to say, hey, let's go to a psychic fair. And the psychic fairs are all around. And I actually have a class on that too. So a lot of that's coming up this week because I think if I give the proper training to you, that it would help you the next day. I know they have a whole bunch of marketing and things like that, but you can't market spirituality like this. You can't apply the same rules of social media to spirituality. And so many people are trying to do that and they're not making it. They're like, Lawrence, I can't make it. This is not the same rule. This is something that a person has to trust you. They have to trust you because they're getting ready to tell you their business or you're getting ready to see their business. So they have to trust you. And how can they trust you if you can't believe in yourself enough to be able to compete with it? And when I mean compete, people say, oh, Lawrence is loving light compete. I'm like, no, see, you're missing it. When you're at the professional level, there's a level of you're not competing with gifts like that. That's not what you're doing. You're competing with energy. You're competing with energy because there's only a certain, in an intuitive energy realm, when you have 50 or 60 psychics in a room, okay, so that everybody has a channel, right? At some point, the channels merge. Some points, people blend. You have to know yourself and be strong enough in yourself and unique enough in yourself to be able to hold the energy amongst in other areas where energy can be infringed upon. Also to hold your unique light so that your clients see you and the sea of other psychics. They have to see you. They have to feel you. This is how they shop for people to work with. But melanated people like us don't know that that even exists. And if they do, some of them, most of them, are so frightened to go in there because why? They never thought that they would have to compete. They never thought that there was actually a system already set up for people like us. But there is. And had that system not been in place, I wouldn't be here at the level I am now. I wouldn't be able to go into so many different places because I was trained. I'm trained. So there are people who are free-flowing with their mediumship, and it's one thing, but you have to have a level of professionalism. You have to know the tone of your voice. You have to see the things that they think that pop up first. You have to be able to check their mailbox because the confirmations are number one. Right now, people are not confirming. They're just going in. No. You will only get a client maybe once or twice, and after that, they will never come back because you haven't given them anything. You're not allowing them to be a part of their own reading. You haven't lived enough to even see, when you look and see what is happening, you haven't lived your life enough. So you'll find psychics and botanicas, and you'll find them in individual, maybe metaphysical shops, and then you'll find them in fairs. Different clientele. But I can tell you, the ones in the botanica, when I teach them this, they don't go to the botanica no more. Because they excel, because no one ever showed them a technique, an already countrywide system that's already set up, and it's local. All of it is local. They're probably happening all around you, and you have not even tapped into that. But they are, because this profession has been around a lot longer than any other profession except for that other one. This is one of these professions, so you can't attach this to social media and think you're going to connect with a human person in an artificial way. You have to be able to connect with people. So I want to teach, when I'm teaching mediumship or psychic abilities, I teach it in a way of do you want to become a professional at this? Some people say yes, some people say no. And if you say no, that's fine too. You will get clarity on it. But most people that come to me end up working. That's how my gift works. All my students have businesses. All my students have businesses. If they don't have businesses, they're promoting someone else's business. But that's how I work. I'm commerce in mediumship. That's what I am. I am. And I'm not commerce like make a bunch of money. No, I don't make a bunch of money. I live okay because I got a lot of other things I need to do. I live good. But I'm not the stardom is not the goal. Stardom is not the goal. It's like you the goal is to be long lasting. The goal is to be of service to people, and the goal is to be able to walk with them, grow with them as you grow as well. To offer them, and oh yes, yes, April, I'm in Dallas. To offer them evolution. Like At first, I was a water bowl reader, and they read with a bowl of water with me. I'm always incorporating, and I'm always teaching the class like, stop reading your people as if they're not in the room. Stop reading people as if they're not in the room. Understand that you're talking to someone that you possibly don't know. And so there are certain ways that you have to greet this person in your spirit. And this little thing that everyone does and these little phrases they do in public mean nothing because you've done it in public. You got to do that from here. That's a show. Someone taught these young women this and like, that doesn't mean anything. You got to do it from here. You doing it in the universe doesn't mean anything. It just means that you repeat it, but we can tell it doesn't come from the heart. You know why? Because it would be recited differently every time. So you have to understand that's when I'm breaking through on people. I'm breaking away from, okay, you got to come out as cookie cutter because a lot of you are this. You have much broader gifts, but because you've seen one or two people do it and you followed them, you're not realizing that that may not be your path. That may not be your path. I am a seer to heal. That's how it works with me. I'm not going to see something I can't heal it. Because that's how it works with me. For me to tell you, and I could see more, and I do see more, but people come to me for healing. Most of my students have been my students. The reason why they have business is because they open up different avenues and realize that everybody around them was asking for it anyway. They just had to set up a structure for them to receive it that way. And they may not do it full time, but they definitely do it part time. They definitely do it part time. And we do events. I train people in events. When I do my events, every part of my event is staffed by my students. They're all staffed by my students. Do you do Reiki? Yes. I have mind, body, and spirit. So half of my students, well, we're doing mind and we're doing body. The spirit is always there. But half of my students are energy healers. They're Reiki masters. That's your standard. That's your standard with me. You can't understand if you don't know a little Reiki because we're moving on. I do fire touch. You actually see the video of me teaching, and it's on this thing. You'll see a woman that I'm teaching fire touch. She's working with men. She received her certification. So I'm showing you what I can do. I'm showing you my students. And I'm giving you their links to their pages so you can see their work because I'm more about networking. We have to build an infrastructure now. You know, some of people, because you have a lot of the TikTok psychics and things there that, you know, the kids that are out there now, they're missing they're missing a great opportunity right now in this day and age. They're missing it because they're not broadening their horizon. They are copying. When this, of all times in this field, of all times in this modern age, in this field, is the time to be fully expressive within your psychic mediumship gift. You're not getting that because there are eldership that you need to sit down with. And so I'm an elder. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm an elder. My kids are 40. So when I say kids, I'm like they're 35, they're 40. Because that's when I started. And they're powerful. They're powerful. And what I mean by powerful, when you get them in the room, you can feel the room grow and expand. Because I've taught them to be limitless. I've taught them how to greet a client. No one teaches them how to greet a client. I tell them, you're doing a 30-minute reading, you got to be done in 27 minutes. The last 3 minutes for you to come back down, self-care in it. They're not teaching them self-care. So that's why they're having anxiety pangs and they're having all these other things because they didn't know how to cross back into their own energy. They're not teaching that. They don't teach that in a lot of different readers don't teach cleansing. They don't teach cleansing. They don't even understand that. And so I'm teaching them, okay, if you're doing a 30-minute reading, You have to tell the client, this is how I do it. This is how, and all of my students will tell you, any reading, and if a couple of people on here I've done a reading for, so spiritual hygiene, of course, yes. That's exactly what it is, April. I tell my clients how this is going to go. I said, if it's an hour reading, which I'm an hour reading person, all of my students are trained for an hour reading. Now, when you're doing an hour reading and they're paying you for an hour, that means that you show them how this is going to go. I always tell them, for the first 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to confirm. I'm not going to ask you any question. I'm going to tell you what I see. And then I'm going to open up the avenue for questions. 9 out of 10 times in the first 15 minutes, you've answered all their questions already, if you're good. Doesn't mean that when I say you're good, doesn't mean I'm saying you're not gifted. You may not be that good at it yet, but I will stretch you. And I will put you in events, and you will put a time clock down, and you will give me what you consider your rate. And I'll say, okay, well, then you're going to work up to that, because that's doable. That's doable. You can get that. I can definitely tell you can get that. Right now you guys have more of an opportunity than I had. I had to first do sessions on the phone. There was very few people that can do sessions on the phone. A lot of my clients right now have never seen me. A lot of them. I'm trying to tell you, about 50% of my clients that have been with me for years have never seen me. They have only spoken to me on the phone. We don't even Zoom, because it didn't start out that way. It was a phone reading. Now, to do phone readings, you have to dial yourself into a different place as opposed to doing an in-person reading. If you don't know a phone reading, you're missing out, because you're trying to do Zoom, and you're missing out on a whole group of people. You're also missing out on being able to connect and disconnect. Spiritual hygiene. Phones are easy to connect and disconnect. The more they see you, the more they connect. So that's why it costs a little more. Costs a little more, because I'm going to see more if I see you. But the phone readings are fine. And I always tell people, you need to do a phone reading. And I will show you how to do the phone readings. And it's an hour long. And you only do 2 or 3. And these people are doing too many readings a day. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You don't need to do 3-hour readings. 3 1-hour readings in a day. Do as much as 2. It says, back in the church, my folks would be like, I'm about to call somebody in you prophesying. I miss those days. Yes. About to call someone in you prophesying. I miss those. Yes. To start off with, yes, 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 yes. So, this is how you start off. Let's get it from the beginning. Let's kind of take this from the beginning. Say that you know you have a gift. You have a gift of prophecy. You have a gift of mediumship. You can read. You can look at people. You're empathic. You're getting these things for messages for people. Now, say you're saying, okay, well, I'm getting messages for people. I want to see if I can do this on will for people. Not everyone can. Then they leave at that point. But if you can do this on will, and I say, okay, well, can you do this for masses of people? Most people will say, yeah, I can do it for more than 1 or 2 people. I do it all anyway for my friends, 1 or 2 people a day. I'm like, okay, all right. At first, they sit down with me because I have to cleanse their energy. I have to teach them to cleanse their energy. And how you cleanse your energy is sacred geometry. There's a symbol that will cleanse the energy. Now, it will not cleanse it completely, but it will give you a reset. Now, when you first of all, I never solicit work. I never solicit work. Like that is, to me, not a good thing to do, because it's not that. You have to understand, someone who is not coming to you, that you have to solicit that way, is not always coming to you cleanly. Respect your gift. Respect your gift. This is not something like a sales where you go and you tell someone, well, I'm getting well, you just solicit on the inbox and stuff like that, or spells or anything like that. Because let me tell you something. Let's get real. See, I'm gonna get real. I'm gonna get real, and I got all the receipts to back it up. So I'm not speaking from a point of me talking. I'm speaking from experience, and you can see it on my videos. So a lot of you don't know me because it's almost designed for you not to know me until now. I step out like me now. I'm on here for my students. My students need to know I'm here. Some of my students don't even know they're my students yet. But I have to stand up. I have to stand up to say, hey, this is the type of energy I'm giving. It's been working. If any of you are my students here, and my students are only used for a moment because you're not really students to me. You're masters. Because as a light worker, I'm not operating in a guru or teacher-student capacity all the time. More like a light guide. But I understand that to teach, I wear the teacher's hat for that. So the whole paradigm of how I'm delivering the information is unfamiliar to people because I give people more freedom. I respect the gift in them. And I also respect that they may not know about it completely, but I always make sure they hold reverence to their gift. Like they listen to themselves first before they listen to me. Because that's the true part of this, is that you teach people how to listen to their inner guidance. And I know that there's a lot of other Babas and other people that have taken that out for their control. Remember, religion on some level has control, so I don't care what religion you're practicing. On some level, and it could be African traditional religion, that's control. That's control. I could look at the people. I could look at them and say, well, you're under some level of control in your readership. Well, what do you mean the ancestors this? And I always have to tell them, what ancestors? What ancestors are you talking about? You see, control when you're being controlled, you don't have clarity. You will just say something and repeat something until someone asks you, what ancestors are you talking about? Are you talking about your ancestors or my ancestors or me? My ancestors and your ancestors are in agreement? Really? Because when I go to my family reunion, half of them are not in agreement with the other half. Half of them are not in agreement. So I'm not fantasizing about I came from a tribe of kings and queens. I did. But not the image that is being portrayed. We got to get real at some point and come out of the fairy tale of religion. Not that I'm saying anything's wrong. Ask your babas or your priestesses real hard questions. Ask them that. You have the right. Ask them that. If my students ask me something about that, I'll tell them straight up. Yep, that's what, yeah. But this is the other part of it. This is the better part of it. This is the better part of it. I have a degree in African traditional religion. I do. I don't hide it. The whole thing about them hiding it, I'm like, why are you hiding it? I don't hide it. You see my videos, you see me doing it. But I don't hide it because it's a light worker. I elevated it. I am the prayer of my ancestors. If I was doing what my ancestors were doing 100 years ago, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Because there's no way that I would be proud of my great-great-great-great-grandson if he was doing the exact thing I'm doing now. Control, belief system, keeping you in the past, blocking you from the new information that's coming. Giving you a reverence to your past, to your ancestors. Yes, but it's like an ancestral control over you. No. My ancestors didn't want me to. I am the prayers. They were praying for people like me. I'm praying for people that are better, my ancestors that are going to be better than me. I'm leaving in my blood for them to be better than me. This work in my blood doesn't go anywhere. It's going to be better for them because I'm doing the work. So don't think that when people say, well, you have to be like your ancestors. Why? I revere them. On their shoulders I got here, but they don't want me to be them. They didn't have the tools. They didn't have the tools. They are my root. And I use them I walk with my ancestors all the time, but I'm not speaking to the ancestors that didn't want evolution in my bloodline. Okay? I'm speaking to the ancestors that understand evolution. Y'all are saying ancestors, y'all calling all of them. Why? Not enough. Shall we? I don't want to offend anyone, but there's a lack of common sense that goes around. There's a lack of common sense. Common sense. Common sense tells you, who are my ancestors? You don't have to look far. They're in your blood. They're how you feel. And sometimes you're trying to heal generational curses. And you don't realize you keep calling them back on yourself. You keep calling them back on yourself. It's like you trying to heal a generational curse, enlighten candles for your ancestors. You don't even know the ancestor. How do you think the generational curse got in? Use your brain, people. Use your brain, people. And I teach that. There are a lot of ATRs that elevate to light worker. To light worker. They elevate. And they're being, there's a resistance behind that because when they get there, they see more. They don't discard anything. They just see more of the spirits. They see the archetypes. They understand more. They understand more. See, the difference in ATR and light working in my frequency is reincarnation. I wasn't a black man every lifetime. How could that even be? How would God, the creator of all, create a life for me that every time I came back, I was a black man? How would that evolve me? Every time I came back, I was a black man and I had the same plight. So people say, oh, well, I have a past life and I was an Egyptian god. No, you weren't. You'd be one now. So you have to understand the concept of evolution, diversity, expression. Why would you be the same black? Why would you be black in a man lifetime after? Why would you be black in a woman lifetime after lifetime? How would you learn as a soul? But this is the difference in a lot of these belief systems. They only deal with the spirit. They don't deal with the soul because the soul would break their reality. The soul would destroy their reality and their teachings. So they veer you away from soul learning. They veer you away from that because you will get it and you will get a download because your soul is always there. The spirit, every lifetime you have a set of spirits. Those spirits go inside the soul. The soul is collecting the information. The spirit is living through them, which is the way how people express how God is within you. You are a living version of God through you. The same thing is happening from spirit to soul. They won't tell you that. A lot of people who come to me for these types of teachings, they are at the soul level. They're at the soul level. And that's why their spirit is tortured because they're at the soul level. And because their spirit is tortured that way, they're at the soul level, they don't know how to escape because they're dealing with a whole bunch of people who are only teaching spirit level information. They're not teaching. They're not teaching that the pre-human civilization, that they don't know evolution like that. They don't. They think that is we all just dropped on here as humans. We all look like this. We all no. We are an evolution of beings on this planet. And this is just the time that we look like this and we sound like this and we talk like this and we got two eyes and we're in this case, but a million years from now we might be a whole different being. But right now, this is who we are in evolution. And who we are is where we came from. And it was an all human DNA. It's just that simple. But that would be bizarre because how would that fit into your belief system? You would have to be at the soul level to even understand that. And a lot of us are at the soul level. You just need an activation. And you start to see it. This is the Schumann resonance. This is the ascension process, where people who are at the soul level don't necessarily need training, they just need guidance. And so there are people who are at the soul level that are being kept at the spirit level because they're in situations, in organizations and belief systems that benefit for them only being at the spirit level, for them never to get to the soul level. How do you identify your previous soul life? You have a past life regression reading. I mean, there's so many ways. The Akashic record will keep the record of the multiple lifetimes you have. You have to find someone at the soul who's a soul reader, who reads in the soul area, that they can activate it too. And they can also understand, I mean, I do soul regression because I read the Akashic record. So I'll be able to tell you that, but it's more than just me telling you that. It's me confirming things that you've already know. You just have to put some of the dots together and release some of the pain through it. I feel each year that goes by, my awakening, I become more aware. Yes, you do. Yes, you will always become more aware each year. Actually, each moon, but we're going to talk about that. Supernatural words with light codes and quantum healers, metaphysical, yes. There are supernatural warriors. Yeah, definitely. That come already encoded with light codes. And here's another thing. A lot of you are crystal children, you're not aware of it. Crystal children were started to be born in the year of 1990, 88, 89, they started to be born. And this is why they started giving your generation medication, psychotropic drugs, because you had too much active DNA. Some of you are going through situations, DNA situations, because your downloads have been already encoded in you. You're here to break the system. You're here to break the system. People like me, we were the first ones in the last 40 years. We broke the system. We didn't break it, we cracked it. And then we had you guys, and you continued on. And so there are conversations that are had between younger people and elders like me that it's almost like effortless because we know the language. Empaths pick it up from us. They don't have to be talking to it. They can just be in the same room with us. And they get it. A lot of people just get in the same room with me. And they just say, thank you. I'm like, yeah, you got it? They're like, yeah, I got it. I just had to sit in that energy. I'm like, good. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. Just have to sit in that energy. Just, don't encroach upon me when I'm open for it. I do, but when I'm not open for it, don't. And my students, they understand that because I'm showing them how to protect themselves. Because when you're built for masses of people, you have to be very in tuned into your own personal energy. Now, there are people who are built for masses of people who don't know it, and they are constantly in pain. Until someone says, you're not built for 5 or 6. You're built for like 30, 40 at a time. So stop trying to fit that big ass gift in a small ass box. You're in pain because you're too tight. When you get to 20 and 30 people, you don't feel pain anymore. Because you're completely spread out and it's just flowing like that. And so I have to tell people, okay, so you're going to go on the path of event path. I create events for people to be trained, for information, for business, marketing purposes. I show them how to work together. Because people don't understand, empaths, you put a whole bunch of them in the room, man, don't do that. You gotta be able to control them, place them in certain places, and lots of love, baby. You see people are giving events and they're like, oh, I don't like our event. It was evil. I don't like his event. It wasn't this and that. And I'm like, yeah, because y'all didn't even lay the grit work on the ground. You didn't do the veve. You didn't do the sacred geometry. You have to understand these are a lot of entities that are on people who do this type of work. There are a lot of entities that do this type of work. So you got to place people in right places, and not everybody is working for the light. And you got to identify, like, no, don't come in here. Well, this is not gray time. This is not dark time. And you got to be strong enough in your light to stand 10 toes down and say, don't do it. Don't even do it. Don't even do it, because it won't even be a fair fight in here. It won't. Trust me. The light in here will tear your skin off your body. Leave. And they see it, but because they're used to jumping up at light people and light people backing down, when we do it, they're like, oh, they didn't back. Like, no, we're not backing down. What are you talking about? We don't back down. I don't back down. And I always have to tell empaths, stop being weak like that. Stop being weak like that. You don't got to be mean or evil or anything like that, but you better stand on it. This is the time. This is the war we're in. That is the spiritual warrior part. Not someone sitting around throwing some spells at you and you throwing spells. That's not what that is. And here's another, let me tell you about that. I'm going to tell you this because I need to do a class on this. Because I see a lot of these young people out here and I'm like, ooh, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know what you're doing and you're being tricked to do it. And I see a lot of these old heads teaching these young heads some dark ass spells, and that old head sitting in the kitchen. Sitting in the kitchen handing out spells where she feed her own granddaughter. Why would you go to someone who doesn't know spiritual hygiene like that? They're showing you that working a spell, they eat with a spell. Why would you go to someone when you seeing them creating spell work where they're eating at? Why would you take your energy and mix with any of that? I don't care if they're, I just think I'm like, no, you don't know that, no. You have to understand, there are a lot, y'all don't want me to be talking in here because, see, some of these old heads on here, I'm going to get them too. Because some of this is ridiculous. Some of this is ridiculous. Why would you cast a spell, you have someone cast a spell, you making candles, and there's a pot of beans in the back stove. Like the energy is just going to be contained in a little spell cast. It's not all over the kitchen. And you and they feeding it to their family. Poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness. But simple things like that, I have to teach people. And I'm willing to because I know it. I'm like, first of all, right now, if you throw something at someone and inhibit their will right now, you are going to get run over like a train is going to run you over like that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? See, that's when you don't look up. You look straight. You only see your place on the planet, your religion, your culture, your thing, and you're not looking up on the global scale of what's happening to the world. You're not looking up like that. So you're not even connecting that what's been oppressing us is now not going to oppress us and is being squeezed. Some of these people are still doing what they did 5 years ago. And I'm like, so you're not watching what's going on? Common sense, that's what I said, is missing. Common sense is missing. Why would you be doing that? Why would you be doing it? And why would you scar your family like that? Where do you think these generational curses are coming from? Where do you think these generational curses are coming from? It's telling you. From people doing that's what's happening. And it's been happening for hundreds of years, and we're afraid to look at that, what's in that dirty closet. What transpired spiritually within multiple lines in our culture. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. Because you know why? Because we know it. But we got to clean out that closet. But first, how I attempt, I'm a man, I'm the type of man that will give you a plan. I'm not the type of man that's going to tell you and to be talking in this. It's not my thing all the time to be talking. I need to bring you out to the forest and I need to show it to you because that's my goal. Once I show it to you, you already have it. We can take another conversation. We've already elevated and I show it to you. But I will tell you a plan. So when I'm working with people and I meet you where you are, I'm not going to judge you. I don't. I don't judge you on that. But I don't placate your ass. I don't baby your ass when I tell you, okay, so you did that darkness and that shit hit you back in the head. Or I will tell you, no, it's no one throwing darkness on you. It's what came back to you. That's what that is. You can't be doing this and then expect people to be not telling you the truth. That's the problem. You've been doing that so often that no one told you you shouldn't do that to other people. And you don't know what that's doing to you. I don't care what that man or that lady's saying in somewhere about it. How the hell they know? How the hell you didn't even know them until 2 weeks ago? And now they all in your family and stuff like that, asking you all type of questions, throwing all type of shit. How do you know them to do all that? To trust your children, to trust your mothers, to trust the innocent of your family around. You just ask them to do something to help somebody because somebody said that they didn't want you? Are you serious? Do you know how that reverberates in generations and generations? Are you serious? Are you telling me because someone didn't want you, you went somewhere to ask someone to do something to them? And you think you're not paying for that at all? Oh, but you are. Oh, but you are. See, when you get religion and belief systems out of it and you look at it as energy and science, oh, but you are. You can't break the universal law. Even if you're ignorant of the fact of it, you cannot break it. You cannot break the universal law. So I'm telling my people, and my people come in all colors, but I'm telling my melanated people, you see that dirty secret that y'all got in the back closet there? When they talking about, there's another dirty secret too. Okay? SA is a secret, definitely a dirty secret. But there's another dirty secret there too that the other ones don't want to look at. Okay? So let's not, when we got to clean that closet out, we got to clean the whole closet out in order to do that. And so there are hard questions, there's hard retraining. A lot of us don't. A lot of people are, a lot of these, I don't know who these people are, but I do know who they are. They're perpetuating this level of control, and those times are gone. They're gone. They're not around anymore. Lightworking teaches you that. Lightworking teaches you, allows you to go to your soul level. And also stay in the spirit realm too. No, I'm not living in the soul level, because then why would I need to be here? There's information that my spirit needs to gather for my soul in this lifetime. And that's because my soul is drinking, it's learning like that. It's learning that. And so I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher many lifetimes. I will teach, even though I don't want to. I will teach. My life is designed for that. It's the experiences, the extreme experiences in my life are designed that I fit and I resonate with masses of people. That's why it's a wide range of trauma too that comes with this. There's a wide range of knowing different people. When you know that you're chosen, when you get to a certain level, you begin to look at your life like, I read my life like it's a book. Because it's a fantastic story I'm living. And I know I'm living it. And I know the people around me are living it because we walk around like we're on some Disney stuff every so often because miracles happen all around us. They happen all around us because we stay in the realm of light. Doesn't mean that the miracles are all good. And no, some of them are trying. There are things that don't seem like a miracle for years until you get why these things happen. And so you have to be at the soul level to understand that. And you have to understand that um, if you have a gift, and if it's energy healing, like with my energy healers, um, I always put them on the trees. You see on my videos, those are energy healers on those trees. These are energy healers on those trees. I have 7 sacred trees that I work with. There are 7 sacred trees that I work with. And these 7 sacred trees are aligned with me, with my soul. And I teach through them, and they teach me as I teach others. We've been doing it for 10 years now. About 11 years now. About 11 years now. We've been doing it for 11 years. And so many healers have come through the sacred garden that I work in, and they've gone on to do great things. They're still out there. They come back every so often and take a refresher class with me. I stay there. I stand there. That is my office. So I've been standing there teaching. And whoever comes up, they get taught. And I teach them to teach others there. So when a person like me not only is teaching you individually, but I'm also going to teach you collectively and plug you into a network. Because this is how this is going to work. We are not getting out. This is a oneness evolution. So we're not getting out of here individually. We're getting out of here as one. We're getting out of here as one. That's why I can stand up in places where I'm the only black, and I'm the only black, and I'm a black man. I'm the only black there, and I stand up. And I don't mean that in a way. You have to remember, these are spiritual people, and doesn't mean because they're spiritual they understand culturally certain things. And I'm there to tell them, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No one would tell them. I would say, no, you can't do that, because this is you don't have the DNA to do that. And they respect it, and I respect them. There's things that I can't do in their culture. I wouldn't even attempt to do. I don't have the DNA to do it. I don't have the DNA. But if we work together, we create a powerful engine, because the oneness needs everyone. It doesn't just need a select few. The New Age started it, and it was a really good concept, and it really moved us along. We wouldn't be here without them. We wouldn't be here. Like, they came through, and it wouldn't be here without them. But they were just the frame of the door. They were not the door. And so right now we're putting the door in, meaning we're giving it everything, like different windows for different ways to see certain things, doorknobs, different things to turn, different ways to kind of come together. And so we're working on that. I'm working with that with people all over the world with that. And so I can tap you into a global network. Now, people say all the time, well, Lawrence, do you know this famous psychic this? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't. I know regular people. And they might be famous to certain way, but I just know regular people. I know regular, gifted, extremely gifted people who move mountains and have pure hearts. I know those people. Because those people will be the people you want to know in the next couple of years. You want to know people who know how to put it together from scratch. You don't want to know someone who doesn't know how to do that. Whatever that is, whatever you focus you're going to. You do not want to be with someone that doesn't know how to do what they say. Yes. Yes. Are they? Yes. So they have to be able to do what they say. Right now we're putting standards out now for spirituality. This was going to come. Order was going to come. So don't think order wasn't going to come. Order was going to come, and order's here. I'm part of one of the people that will put order to it. There will be others like me, but I'm part of the one to help the people from where you are. I meet you where you are. We put order in your mind. It's freedom in your spirit and order in your mind. That's what you need. It cuts out the anxiety. When you tell your mind, no, this is what we're doing. Because I love myself. And that's what we're doing. And your mind cannot function without the body and the spirit. And you wrestle that mind down and put it back where it should go. It can be done. I see it all the time. Free will, it says, why did he give free will? God gave us free will because these are all choices that we have to make. Evolution. God gave free will to our soul. To our soul. Because other than free will, then this is all contrived and the outcome is always going to be the same. So this is free will. This is free will to the level of what we know free will is. I don't know past to my level what free will is because I'm also aware of that I am in a program as well. So when you get to the soul level and the DNA level, you can look through the dimensions at your life, and you can choose which one you want to speak about. But there are times that I speak in the higher dimensions, and none of this I speak about because it's all about my soul, my evolution, and tapping into what's coming forward. Like when I speak about my soul, I can't really speak about death because I know I'm not dying. I'm transitioning. And there's a different way I look at life when I look at my life through my soul. Doesn't mean I have to look at it every day, no, but I just know that there are times I have to elevate myself to understand the things that I am not aware of completely, but am affected by it. My thoughts are that we are the same souls, dragons, snakes, fairies, giants. We just evolved to humans. There are reptilians. Everyone's a reptilian. This whole thing where they tell you there's certain reptilians. No, everyone came from a primitive being physically. So, and it was a reptile. A reptile is not necessarily seen as evil. Okay, not that they're not, but it's just like humans. You know, there's some good humans, there's some evil humans. So I mean, now elves and fairies and giants are of the forest, and so fairies are very strong. And these energies are still present upon the planet. They're still present on the planet. Yes, it's about what soul evolution you're on, each person your beliefs. Yes, kind of. We can be each soul transition they're doing. Yes, yes. What kind of we can be each soul transitioning they are DNA deriving us. Yes, 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 yes. So and when you talk about reptilians, you're talking about these giants and these fairies. You may be talking about the Atlantean era, or the Lemurian, or the Arcturian as well. See, that's when you go into the different DNA. That's when we have sort of like folklore about it, but we're not realizing that was a species of giants, and they are no longer here, or we are no longer able to. I'm not going to say they're no longer here. We're no longer able to see them, too. And if you think about the sixth or the fifth dimension, you'll understand that we are here in time and space, but we're sharing space. We may not be sharing their time, but we're sharing their space. And so, by sharing their space, we might not be able to see them, but their presence could be known in our world, but we just don't know what it is. We haven't identified that. We haven't identified them. And a lot of people don't need to do that. They don't need to do that. Everyone is not at the same evolution, and not everyone can take the same amount of truth or light. And that's why when people come up to you, and some people are ready and some people are not. But the more that you stay in who you are, you will resonate that frequency, and people who are ready to receive you will be the ones that receive you. It's about how you're resonating, your frequency. It's about your frequency, even your health frequency. Everything is about frequency. Everything is about vibration. It's about energy. People read energy. They read, you are what you eat and you are what you think. Yes. Yes. And so when you are what you eat and you are what you think, you resonate a frequency. And that frequency is it's just who you are. So I guess I was going to do an intuitive gallery, and I ended up doing a lecture. So you guys stay close, share me, tell everyone about me. Please tell everyone about me. I'm here to teach. I'll probably be doing a class Saturday. I'll have to get, my stuff set up tomorrow so I could advertise for it. My classes are these particular classes that I'm going to teach on the Zoom. I'm going to teach it on the Zoom. I'm going to be on Saturday because I think Saturday is a good time to teach for everyone. So it'll be a Saturday. There'll be a love donation, and if you can't afford that, then I ask you just to tell me that you need a scholarship, and I'll see what you can do because it's not always about exchange. I need to get the word out. So if you can find a way to share my stuff or the video and promote it, that'll be okay. Now I'm going to teach an intro course on Zoom. Not really sure what that's going to be because there's a lot for me to teach, but I may start with mediumship, tarot. And I think that's something I'm finding a base that everybody can relate to on some level because I want to teach from everyone. Thank you. I want to teach from everyone. I want to teach, like, I want everyone to be there and experience together because there's so many times that people learn from other people while I'm teaching. And I learn because I might have someone and they might say, oh, this is the card this is what I'm pulling. And I'll say, okay, well, put the card down. And another person will say, oh, wow, I got that. This is what this was. And because sometimes people need to see me work with a reader and they get it. They get it right then. They're like, oh, that's me. Okay, that's me. Okay, I got it. I broke through it. I say create another name if you're a tarot reader, and because I don't think you should be using your own name frequency wise. You shouldn't be using your own name. Thank you, Jeanette. Jeanette's been hanging with me, and Honey Bear, they've been hanging with me. Yes, I do have a website. My website is Lawrence444.com. You'll find me on Linktree. You'll find all my YouTube videos. And you'll find how I started out, who I am. I have a fantastic story that will be coming out soon, but you'll find out who I am, and you'll find out why I've come and why I'm in Dallas, Texas. I've traveled to Atlanta. They know me in Atlanta. They know me in New York. They know me in Charlotte. They love me. They know me in Las Vegas, and Arkansas, and Gullah, South Carolina, of course. They know me there. In Mexico. I'm doing a retreat in Mexico, in Tulum, so I'll be able to advertise that for you guys. Tulum, I'm doing, I think it's in July, and so I'll be doing a retreat. And if you know me, like my students know me, you're going to meet my students. My students will be the ones that's staffing the event. And so you're going to meet my students, and they're going to show you how to evolve your business as well. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys. And I will see you soon. I will see you possibly tomorrow. Stay close and share me. And I'll talk to you later. Love you all.